Hey everyone, before we dive into this story, please hit that subscribe button to join my channel and stay updated with more gripping tales like this one. I wasn't meant to cross paths with him that evening. The restaurant, softly lit, nestled in a quiet corner of the city far from our usual haunts. My fingers curled around the delicate stem of a wine glass, the warm chuckles of the man seated across from me echoing in the air. His name was Daniel, not my husband. He leaned closer, his smile radiant, his scent wrapping around me like it was meant to linger. Then, across the dimly lit room, I saw him. Michael, my husband of 11 years. His gaze locked onto mine, shock carved so deeply into his expression, it felt as if the floor crumbled beneath me. The glass slipped from my grasp, shattering against the table's edge. Time froze. My lips parted, but no words escaped. Michael didn't shout or charge over. He just stood there, calm, composed, as if his very soul had been hollowed out. Then he turned, walked out the door, leaving me frozen, my skin prickling and my heart sinking into an empty void. That was when everything started to fall apart. The next night, when I returned home, the house was eerily silent. Usually, Michael left a living room light glowing for me if I was out late. That night, darkness greeted me. I found him in the kitchen, elbows propped on the table, staring at his phone. He didn't glance up as I stepped in. "Michael," I whispered, "please let me explain." His laugh was sharp, empty. "Explain what, Claire? That I walked into a restaurant and saw my wife holding hands with another man? What part of that needs clarification?" My chest tightened, collapsing inward. It wasn't what it seemed. He finally met my eyes, his gaze piercing, raw. "Do you think I'm that naive?" Tears stung my eyes, but I forced them back. He was always so composed in arguments, so logical. I thought if I pleaded, if I shared a fragment of the truth, I could mend it. "I was lost," I said, my voice quaking. "Daniel's just a friend." Michael's hand slammed against the table, startling me. His voice wasn't angry, but broken, heavy with pain. "I saw you, Claire. Do you even know how you looked? The way you leaned toward him, the way you smiled. That wasn't friendship. That was us. That was how you used to look at me." His words sliced deeper than any shout could have. The distance grew. For days, he barely spoke. He left for work early, returned late, and when he was home, he buried himself in pointless tasks. He slept in the guest room. I tried everything, cooking his favorite dishes, leaving little notes, even reaching for his hand as he passed by. But each time he pulled away as if my touch seared him. One night I broke. "I messed up," I sobbed, blocking his path in the hallway. "Michael, please don't throw us away over one mistake." His eyes flashed with something cutting. "One mistake, Claire? Do you hear yourself? Do you think what I saw was just a slip? Meeting another man behind my back, letting him touch you, that's not a mistake." "I didn't sleep with him," I blurted. He laughed, a bitter, hollow sound, shaking his head. "That's not the point. You gave him the part of you that belonged to me. Now I don't even know who you are." The breaking point came. Weeks dragged on, the silence between us suffocating, heavy with unspoken words. Then, one Saturday morning, Michael dropped a bombshell. I spoke to a lawyer. The coffee cup in my hand slipped, spilling across the counter. "A lawyer?" "Michael, no, you can't mean I can't do this anymore," he said, his voice eerily calm. "I can't live in a marriage where I picture my wife with another man every time I close my eyes, where I'm left wondering what else she's hiding, where love feels like a betrayal." I shook my head frantically. "No, Michael, please. You don't understand. I wasn't trying to leave you. I felt unseen. You were always working, always exhausted. Daniel, he just listened." His eyes held something worse than anger, pity. "So you found someone else to fill the void instead of talking to me." His voice cracked. "Do you know how insignificant that makes me feel? That I wasn't even worth a conversation." I reached for him, but he stepped back. "Michael, don't do this. I love you." His jaw tightened, his voice low. "You don't shatter the people you love." A week later, I came home to find a letter on the kitchen table. His handwriting was precise, intentional, the kind he used when he needed his words to linger. "Claire, I don't hate you." "God, I wish I did. It would make this easier." But the truth is, I still love you, and that's what makes this unbearable. I can't keep wondering why I wasn't enough, why you needed someone else to feel whole. I gave you every piece of me. Maybe that was my mistake, believing that loving you fiercely would be enough to hold you. But last week, seeing you with him, something in me shattered, not just my trust, something deeper, something I don't think can ever mend. I'll always wish things had been different, but I can't keep bleeding for someone who gave my heart to another. I sank to the floor, the letter trembling in my hands, his words crushing me. The divorce was swift, almost sterile. Michael didn't argue over the house or the finances. He didn't raise his voice in court. He just signed the papers, steady and quiet, as if I no longer had any hold over him. The night after it was finalized, I sat alone in what was once our bedroom, staring at the empty side of the bed. For the first time, the weight of it all hit me. I'd thought maybe he'd soften with time, maybe forgive me. But he hadn't just walked away from our marriage, he'd walked away from me. And the worst part? I couldn't blame him. Months later, I ran into him by chance at a grocery store. He looked different, unburdened, as if he'd shed the weight of me. "Michael," I whispered. He gave a polite nod, the kind you offer a stranger. "Claire." I wanted to say something, anything, to make him see me again. "I miss you." He studied me for a moment, his gaze softening, almost sorrowful. "I don't." And with that, he walked away, leaving me in the aisle, my chest collapsing, my world crumbling all over again. That was when I understood true devastation. Not the arguments, not the sleepless nights, not even the divorce. It was seeing him look at me like I was just another stranger. It was realizing I'd taken a man who loved me with every fiber of his being, imperfections and all, and I'd broken him so completely that he'd built a life where I no longer existed. In the end, that was the cost of my betrayal. He didn't yell. He didn't plead. He didn't fight. He simply erased me. And that silence was the loudest sound I'd ever heard.